Even though it's one of the more respected jobs you can have, games about firefighting aren't exactly the most common genre in video games, although some exist, like Firefighter FD18 on PS2, Fahrenheit on Sega CD, Flying Hero on Famicom, and the Ignition Factor on Super Famicom. Today's game is also on the Super Famicom, and it's the Firemen. After making a bunch of wrestling games that nobody outside of Japan ever heard of, Human Entertainment got very creative in the mid-90s and made, for example, Clock Tower, SOS, and the Firemen. The Firemen is an overhead action game where, as you'd expect, you put out fire with water. What I certainly didn't expect was the intro being in English with Japanese subtitles. I guess localizing this part was very easy, just remove the subtitles and presto. Anyway, the game takes place in the distant future of 2010, and you play as Pete who fights fire with his trusty AI-controlled partner Daniel. Daniel took the concept of firefighting quite literally, as he will actually run up to the flames and cut them down with an axe. Pretty damn cool if you ask me. At your disposal you have your hose of course, which can fire, if you excuse the expression, in two ways. First you can fire a regular stream of water with the Y button, which takes out the big flames, and secondly you can fire the downward spray with B that extinguishes smaller flames. The small flames can't really hurt you, but if you have obsessive-compulsive disorder, you'll take the time to put each of those little buggers out. X will make Daniel throw a water grenade. Interesting invention. But you only have a few of these, so make them count. The A button lets you crawl, which you need in order to get past some flames. The control is quite good in this game. You can either spray water around in any of 8 directions, or you can hold L or R to lock into a position and walk around only spraying in one, which becomes an essential technique. Overall, it just feels really good to fight fire in this game. Human Entertainment also spiced things up a little with some light puzzle elements, burning robots that look like R2-D2, and my favorite, breakable windows. At the top of the screen there's a minimap that shows you where you have been and where you haven't. The time limit, the life bar, and a kind of EKG, which I'm not sure what it means. There are people that need rescuing as well, perhaps it's an indication of their health? The Fireman has a fairly kind game over system. You continue right where you died, although you can only do so 3 times. Also when you die, Daniel seems to get quite distraught over the fate of his dear colleague. Either that or he's praying to Mecca. This is quite a solid overhead action game. The graphics are nice and cute, the controls are great, and even though the music is a little high-pitched and repetitive, it still does its job fine, and lets the game keep a light tone. There was a sequel made on PlayStation, but it never came out overseas. Human Entertainment closed its doors in the early 2000s, but its legacy lives on, partly through a certain someone you might have heard of, Goichi Suda.